Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to You'll Never Walk Alone group on WhatsApp and our YouTube channel. It was match day 2 in the Champions League. It was Liverpool 2, Ajax 1. Fantastic result, great performance, way more like it. Far from our best, but Jesus Christ, from Napoli, it was fucking night and day. So it was a huge performance by us. Fair play to Jurgen Klopp. But players coming back has made a difference. Jota coming back in, Matip coming back in, Thiago coming back in. These things make a difference. Massive fucking difference. Like, that's the spine of a team. A defender who's really, really probably the best defender on form we've got at the club. Then you've got a midfield with Thiago, who's, arguably our best midfielder quite comfortably now. And then you take out Jota, who was 22, 23 goals last year. And if people remember correctly, was really giving Mane a horrible, horrible time until they moved him into the centre and dropped Bobby. So, yeah, Jota's a great, great comeback for us. We need him. Diaz can't do it all on his own, and I think it benefits Mo having him back in the team. And the stats are now going to back all this up, so it's not just me saying so. Obviously, no Premier League games. Before I go into this, though, I will offer my condolences to the English boys on the group. Whatever your thoughts are of the royal family and whether they're needed and what countries they've pillaged, we all have that, including me. I think you leave all that behind you and let them mourn the death of the Queen, who was, let's be real, did a great job. So I know loads of politicians who got a send-off like that and didn't deserve half the plaudits she got. So I've no issue with it. Obviously I do, because there's nothing to watch. But, you have to allow these things to happen as well. You can't just continually push past things. The world doesn't work that way, unfortunately. Okay, so where are we up to then? Well, I thought that, obviously Matip coming back in strengthened us up in defence a lot, and then him being able to take the ball and bring it out and spread the play into the midfield. Fabinho is great once he has someone with him to do some of the work. He doesn't look as exposed as he did against Napoli, so he had a good game. Obviously Thiago, he was my man of the match. I thought he was phenomenal, and I thought he was the difference in when you lose the midfield. Like, the people say that you can't have defenders. If you don't have good defenders, you won't win anything, and that's true. If you don't have a good defense, you won't win. You won't win very many. You won't win many titles. Let's be real. But seriously, if you don't win the midfield battle, you won't win any games. So fuck the defense, fuck the attack. If you don't win the midfield battle, the game's over. And it doesn't matter what fucking team you're playing. You must win midfield. It's so important. It stabilizes the whole game. It sets you up for the victory. Everything. So when we're losing it in midfield, and our midfield is so poor, and we've so many players who aren't good enough or are always injured. So it was good to see him back. Obviously great to see Salah getting a goal. There's a lot of talk. Like, Salah got catch fire eventually. His record over the last 3 or 4 years speaks for itself. So people are trying to write him off already. And I see they're all tearing into Nunez because of the state of Haaland. Look, Eric Haaland was always a better striker than Nunez. Let's get that real, right? Plus, he's walked into a far better team in way better form than our one. And he got sent off in his first game. Hasn't been a great start for him. But the comparisons with Haaland are foolish. And it's just adding pressure that he doesn't need. Haaland is clearly the best striker in world football in his age group. Maybe him and Mbappe would have, a one-on-one. But he's definitely better than Nunez. He's more he's the different type of player to Nunes, but he's going to get a lot more goals than Nunes is. Nunes has a bad first touch, and he's wasteful. And hopefully Klopp can fix all that. I think he can. He's very young, and he's got all the attributes. Okay, so I suppose it was a really for all of us fans, it was just a breath of fresh air that something good has come out of this week. I was worried, like a lot of years after the Napoli game, and obviously then not having the league game, then the pressure of worrying keeps going and going and going, and then you start reading all this shit online and you start thinking the worst. I told you before, after the Napoli game, don't be reading things online. Football is so changeable. 1 minute's hero is tomorrow's villain. Like, it's so flexible. So I knew that we'd bounce back, but obviously the Champions League is where it's at. We want to do well in the competition, so it's so important that we, collect as many points as we can. We've got Rangers now, home and away. Look, I'm not going to be disrespectful, right? But Rangers wouldn't be my team in Scotland if I had to pick one. But they're fucking hopeless. Like, just to give you an example, Celtic got battered at home 3-0 by Real Madrid, didn't even get a glove on them. And they'd just beaten Rangers 3 or 4-0 the week prior. So that's the level. So we should wallop them, home and away 4-0. Realistically. Now, it won't happen that way. But if you're playing this game on paper, we're a far superior side than they are. And even at Ibrox, which will be another Anfield, really, only with blue flags. It's quite an atmosphere up there. I still think we can win 1 or 2-0 up there, and I think we'll beat them 3 or 4-0 at home. So I'm expecting us to beat them out of the group, and then we have to beat Napoli when they come to our place, and I can see us beating Ajax away as well. So I think it will be us and Napoli getting out of the group. I don't know if we'll go first or second yet. It really depends on that Napoli game in Anfield. All right, I'm much, much happier. That's a much far superior performance. Really, really happy. And I think the league game with Chelsea's now is up as well. So it'll probably, I don't know what's next until the Queen's funeral's over, and then all these games will get reshuffled, I suppose. Okay, that's it. I'll do a player rating. Thanks. Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, and welcome to our You Never Walk Alone group, WhatsApp group, and our YouTube channel. This is the player ratings for the game week 2 of the Champions League between Liverpool and Ajax at Anfield. I already done a review, so check that out, like and subscribe. And I will start off with the team. So we had Ali in goal. As always, solid enough. No chance with the goal. Distribution was pretty good. So 6 being the average and giving Ali a 7. Trent. Great going forward. His fault for the goal. 6. I love Trent. Everyone loves Trent. It's so frustrating to watch though. He goes to sleep for the goals. Like he ball watches so badly. His position sense is just fucking awful. He's never goal side, never, and they always creep in around the back of him. Okay, let's go into let's keep going. Matip 8, definitely the best defender we have in the club on form. I said that in my review. I think anyway. His ability to keep the back line intact. His recovery pace, his ability to read the game, and then when he brings the ball out, his passing is what is the fucking difference. It's the massive difference. Van Dijk gets a 7, far better performance from him. And Tsimikas came in for an injured Robbo, who gets an 8. I thought Tsimikas was fantastic. He gave us a lot of width. He was good defensively, and he brought in and he was bulleting in them crosses. So Tsimikas and Nunes would be a good start because he loves to cross the ball and he gets it into where the penalty spot is, where Nunes likes to be. So I think if we could just get Nunes up to speed on positioning where he needs to be, I think the goals would come. he's a bit naive positionally where he needs to go. But when he has the ball and he does the right runs and everything, so he knows what to do, he just doesn't know when to do it. Midfield, yeah. Thiago, I'll start with him. I usually start with the worst and get to the best, but I'll start with the best. Thiago, 9 out of 10. I thought he was magnificent. What a fucking player. Imagine if we could just clone him in 3 and we could just have him playing in midfield 3 times, we'd be fine. What a baller. But as usual, like, every time he gets tackled, every time he runs with the ball, every time he looks at his legs, you're fucking terrified he's being injured again. If we're going to have any type of season, we need to keep him fit. It's as fucking simple as that. Salah, 7, goal, so needed. He's been taking a bit of shit, has Mo, but he was good today. He was on top of it. He was up for it. I think we benefited from not playing on the weekend like I thought we would. You know, I don't want to rain on the death of a monarch for our performances to get better, but we definitely could have done with them a couple of extra days, I think, on the training ground to fix the problems we had. Diaz, 7. I thought Diaz was fantastic as usual. He's been our best player up front this season. To be honest, he's been the only one who you would rate and give any type of mark to this season as up front. He was good. He had some opportunities. He was close to a few. And then Jota, 7. He made such a difference to our forward line. We created a ton of opportunities. We didn't take them as many as we should have. It could have been more. We deserve to win based on how well we played and how many opportunities we created. Ajax are a good side. Let's be real. They are a good side. We know they're a good side. They've been pillaged badly by Manchester United as one of the clubs. But they're always pillaged every year. Like any player that shows any promise. Like Timber will be gone out of there next season. The guy who plays him at the back, he was good. Like, he'll be gone. Tadic will be gone to someone. Like, they just will lose their best player. So you do feel sorry for them in a way. But they're a good side. So it's a big victory. Let's be real. Ajax are no mugs. I'm going to give Klopp an 8. He's been under pressure probably for the first time since Van Dijk got injured 2 seasons ago and the performances were fucking awful then. He was under that type of pressure again. A few clowns saying Klopp out and all this carry on. What? Like, seriously, they're not football fans. They're fucking idiots. And their opinion doesn't matter because they're fucking idiots. Yeah. Don't, like... The lack of intelligence amongst the supporter and the fan group at sometimes is fucking frightening. Anyway, luckily our home support is a little bit more educated than our online support, or else we'd be having riots and protests at the end of every game we lose, if you believed all the wankers online. As I said, Champions League is where it's at. It's the biggest club competition in Europe. It's where all the clubs want to play. And the only people who'll be winding us up when we don't win are teams that aren't fucking in it, like Manchester United and Arsenal fans. So don't worry what they have to say. They're shy. Anyway, great performance. I'm really happy. You know, our first win in the Champions League this season. And it fucking feels good. Onwards. I don't even know when the next game is going to happen. I assume that the game on the weekend is off, so... I think if we play midweek next weekend, I'm not sure because of the way everything's being cancelled. I sort of lost my train of thought because we were meant to play Wolves and then Chelsea. So I need to have a look and see what happens. But yeah, look, it's just a much better performance. So congratulations to the boys. They looked really good today. We weren't at our best. We've loads to improve on, but that's more like it.